most of my frames in my main account all leveled up. Uh, so I'm going to start over with a brand new character to help show new players what to expect from Firefall, and also kind of show the older players how the game has changed for the new players. Um, so you can create up to two characters, I believe. I think two characters is the max. Obviously, I'm not going to toss my main character. So let's hit this button up to the top and let's create a second character. Now, old Firefall used to have access to all five of these frames. These are the Accord frames. They are the Tier 1 frames, if you will. They're the very basic, rudimentary archetypes of the different classes of this game. There's the Biotech, which is a support class. Um, the main weapon now is kind of like a shotgun that shoots projectiles that'll heal allies, friendly units, or damage um, enemies. Um, they're usually pretty nimble, but have uh, just normal health, not high health. The assault is kind of like the one of the main damage dealers. They have a like plasma gun that shoots out bursts of large plasma balls. They do AoE damage. They usually move pretty quickly, but not as quickly as some of the lighter frames. And they've got like a normal health. The Dreadnought are the heavies. They remind me a lot of the um, the heavy from um, Team Fortress 2. They've got a lot of armor, which doesn't really do anything. It looks impressive. They got high health, usually kind of slow. The Engineer is the deployables. They put down turrets, they put down um, supply stations, stuff like that. Um, and they have pretty much normal speed and health. And then there's the Recon, which are the fastest, the lightest, the least health sniper classes. So we are going to turn off my chat off the screen. Welcome, folks. I'm live streaming this at the same time. Um, so if you have nothing better to do, like 10, 11 o'clock at night Eastern, come join me on my channel. So for this, I'm going to start with a Dread, because they're pretty fun to play, and they're, just yeah, we'll just start with a Dread. Now, like I said before, you used to be able to switch to any of those five classes at battle frame stations throughout the world. Now you get to choose one, and you have to stick with that one frame up till level 20. But I'll get into that later. Let's just use my standby second character name, Cyphia, and tell me that's okay. I'll make it a chick.
Bye-bye!
Give her a silly voice. I'll give her a cute face with some green eyes, silly hair, white hair. I like white hair. Yeah, the skin color's fine. Yeah, you're stuck with it. What you can do as a new player, you can try out that frame, and if you don't like that frame, you can create a second character and try that one. If you don't like that one, destroy one of the characters you've created and try another frame.
In the blink of an eye, the world ended. The Arc-like crash was a disaster, but the melding was far worse. It came from the stars, smothering Earth in a blanket of death and destruction. And then, out of its depths, the Chosen. At first, they crushed any resistance we could muster. But 3 years ago, the last remnants of humanity's military, the Accord, confronted the chosen armies at the Battle of Sertao. Thousands gave their lives fighting for humanity's survival. In the end, General Typhon Fedorov and his elite team of battle-frame-enhanced pilots fought the chosen war chief Serkan. Typhon's battle frame gave him the speed, toughness, and firepower to win the fight. Serkan's defeat broke the chosen army and sent them, shattered, back into the melding. Since then, we've begun rebuilding our cities. But the melding still looms over our lands. And though little has been heard from the chosen, we know they're lurking. The Accord has undertaken the Ares Initiative, equipping civilians and mercenaries with state-of-the-art battle frames to push back the melding. And to destroy the chosen before they destroy us.
So, that's basically the story as it's going. The Arclight was a big freighter, I guess you could say. It's using arc folding technology, kind of a warp technology, to get to another Earth so that we could survive as a planet um, with the resources that we need. And it kind of came back
like you're ready
and
for
crashed.
your final combat evaluation, recruit. Proceed down the hallway to get started.
And with it, it brought the Chosen and the melding. Melding is kind of like this poisonous energy.
Sorry for the inconvenience. There's a little bit of room under the pipe. Just tuck under it.
This poisonous energy field.
Time for your fitness test. Sprint to the end of the hallway.
That's basically covered the Earth.
Great. Your vitals are strong. Head on over to the rifle range.
The area that the Arclight actually crashed down in was protected.
Welcome to the rifle range. Grab a gun.
Was protected from
Good.
the melding
Now shoot
because
the
of
target
the
bots.
reactors from the spaceship. And it crashed down
Good
in
shooting.
Copa
Keep it up.
in Brazil, I believe. Israel?
Impressive marksmanship.
So you can play this game in first player or third player.
All right.
By tapping
Proceed
your
to
middle
the
mouse
jump jet
button.
pit.
I prefer to play in third player most of the time, just because that's the way I've played it, and it helps me with the depth perception as far as jumping goes.
The pit. Make your way to the console to get fitted for your jump jets.
This is all pretty basic tutorial stuff. This is where the game gets fun.
Use your jump jets to make your way out of the room.
The jump jets really make this game. You get that blue bar on the right side of your middle reticle. That's your jump jet energy, or fuel, if you will. It
Congratulations on
recharges
passing
by
your
itself.
final evaluation. Accord Command has assigned you the unit number 3-5. You are now cleared for duty in Coral Forest. Your dropship to Copacabana is coming in now. When you're ready, talk to the pilot. He'll give you a ride.
So, you level up in this game. You see at the very bottom of the screen, there's this bar, and it shows you your XP and the XP at the end of the level. So now I'm level 2. Every time you level up, you get more health, you get increased power rating, you have access to new abilities, new equipment, weapons, new missions, and perk bandwidth. We'll get to all that stuff later. Power rating is basically increases the damage that you deal. Increases the battle frame level as you equip more powerful gear. This is health. Health is your green bar. Yes. So if you hit the P button, this switches into your character overview. Now you probably won't have this stuff. That stuff is account bound to me. So any characters that I create on this account will have access to this stuff. So you have headgear, torso gear, arm gear, and legs. And then there's a reactor and OS. Your reactor is where a lot of your power rating comes from. power rating basically increases the amount of damage that you do. It's a multiplier, if you will. So these items here, they will give you health for your head, torso, arms, and legs. And your OS modifies, it's a multiplier for your abilities. So you can have, like for this one, has weapon handling, so that affects my weapons as opposed to abilities. But you can get different OS chips, essentially, that will act as multipliers for different things within your system. In Firefall, you've got a primary weapon and a secondary weapon. Secondary weapons do not run on ammunition, except for possibly grenade launchers. But most of the ballistic-based weapons have infinite ammo. So if your ammo runs out for your primary weapon, you can always switch to your secondary, and you can still carry on. Auxiliary is a melee weapon. It defaults as a butt end swing of your weapon that you're holding, or you can find hammers, you can find swords, you can find grenades that recharge over time. So there's some variety there. This is your vehicle tab, which you may not have at first, which you probably won't have at first unless you buy a package. This is a glider pad, which I'll show you later. That's a really neat way of getting around in this game. And here's your medical tab. It's kind of like a health pot that recharges over time, which is new to 1.6. That's pretty neat innovation for this game. There's a pull-up stat page here at the bottom of your window. It'll show your power rating, your health regeneration, all these little minutiaes, like weapon handling rating. That's the amount of recoil that you have after shooting. Ammo capacity. It'll show your stats for your weapons here. Progression shows where you are in your current level. So level 1, when I gain level 2, I got 15 power rating. When I get level 3, I'll have the ability to charge given to me. And an ability slot, which is right here, unlocked. So it shows you as your progression goes up to level 20. Level 20 you can unlock an advanced frame, but we'll get to that. It's probably not by the end of the night, but we'll get there. What else? You can customize your character pretty much anytime you want. If you've got any headgear, these are account bound, so I can put these on at any time. But most of these things are bought with red beans, which are the money cash shop buyable items. You can buy them straight from this interface if you want. She's kind of pretty, so I'm not gonna cover up her face. So you've got eye gear, headgear, and fun stuff like that. That rack though, right? It's your Kanye West glasses, which are horrible. All sorts of fun stuff that you can pick up here. Bandit masks. But that's all customizable. That's all, purchased separately, or you can find them different ways throughout the game. There's other ways to go to a paint shop if you're near a garage, and you can change your battle frame coloration and pattern that it's colored. And if you have any titles that you find along the way or achieve, you can use those here. Let's see. I like my founder tag, so I'll just put that up. And it just appears over your head to other characters. These are perks, but we don't have any yet, so we'll get to that later. And these are factions, which, just like every other MMO, has factions, different groups. Will give you different things if you be nice to them and help them out. And the opposite is true. If you tap the left Alt key, that'll get you into mouse move mode. Otherwise, your mouse aims. You can click on this here, It just gives you the animation for leveling up. You can see what the next award is, and it pops up the progression screen. You hit accept, and it'll go away.
Welcome aboard, Ares 3-5.
So that is your tutorial run through. Everyone's going to go through that first time they log in, just so you can get the basic
There it is.
feels.
The Arclight. Hard to believe it's been 5 years since it crashed. 5 years since the melding hit us. Some people say the two are related, but that's over my pay grade, you know? At least we took care of the Chosen, right? Yeah, we whipped them good in Sertao. And you Ares pilots, you're going to push back the melding, yeah? With your fancy battle frames and everything. Oh, hold on. Well, buckle up. We're on final approach. We're almost there. It was good meeting you, Ares 3-5. Once you're on the ground, strapped into your frame, Captain Fuller will have your first assignment.
Hey, Moxie. Actually, I'm just coming back to this game since the 1.6. I went away from it too. I'll admit, I've been away from the game for at least 8 months.
All right, skids down. Patching the captain in now. Captain, 3-5's all yours. And kids, good luck.
Welcome to the initiative. I want to thank you for volunteering, and also to congratulate you for being one of the few gifted enough to make it into the program. You're going to be busy. Make for the Shared Information Network Tower. Once you're there, sync up with the Accord's tactical feed. You'll have access to the latest operational data.
The Shared Information Network, the SIN network, SIN, it is basically a data network that runs through all the players. It's kind of like a Wi-Fi system, if you will, that hooks everyone else together and will allow you to tag enemies, and the other players will be able to see them, and fun stuff such as that. Sorry, I just messing with something on my bot. So here we are. This is a Copa. Copacabana is the headquarters, the first staging ground for the attack or the defense of humanity. It's pretty neat. It's grown a bit since beta, definitely since alpha. There's the arc light. You can see the giant ship crashed out there, out in the water.
Here's the SIN Tower. Link up and I'll task you on your first assignment.
There's a SIN tower.
No data available. Try again later.
Something. I'm not getting a response from the SIN relay station that services this tower. I'll need you to check it out. Head to the Veritas SIN relay station. We have to get SIN back up. Without it, we're blind out here.
So you've got these waypoint markers, and they lead you along the way.
Built into a cave. Usually it's staffed by Accord technicians, but I can't raise anybody there. You'll have to investigate in person. One of our operators pulled this audio from the Veritas' logs. Arrow, how old is that log?
18 minutes, Captain. It coincides with when the Copa Tower lost data connectivity.
Copy. Those voices at the end, they sounded like Chosen.
Yes, Analytics finds a 94% match with non-Chosen dialects, Captain.
This is one of our Ares operators, Arrow Santos. Looks like she'll be running ops for us. Happened at Veritas. I need confirmation that the Chosen are here. Arrow, any luck contacting the crew?
Captain, I pulled the station's duty roster, but with SIN down, I can't locate our personnel.
Have you tried a hardline?
Either there's some interference going on, or...
I hope not, Arrow.
Now, Arrow is kind of like your eye in the sky. She's an operator. So basically, they're kind of like a drone pilot teamed up with a drone, and you're kind of like the drone, if you will. Um, they connect to you through the SYN network, and they can see what you're seeing, and they can help you out and do stuff information-wise. Alright, so we've got this far, and it'll give me an upgrade for completing that little mission, just walking up here. I'll hit P, and let's see, I got a pair of new leg gear. It'll show you, it'll say health 26, and that's plus 6 from what I have equipped. So yeah, I'm going to equip that, stick it in there, and my power rating went, or my health went up a little bit, and so did my weapon, or my equipment score. These are all pretty basic quests here at the beginning.
Looks like the Chosen disabled the SYN relay antenna.
I just ran a diagnostic on the antenna. It would be simple to bypass the damaged circuit. I mean, even 3-5 could do it.
All right. 3-5, make it happen.
So
Watch out for those Iranians.
So by default, the G key is your melee attack. Thumping is in the game, Maple Freak. The difference is right now, since they disabled crafting in this patch, that your rewards for thumping are just crystite. There's an exception to that, that near Skydock, finishing thumpers around there, it speeds up the time until the next Skydock invasion occurs. So that's kind of neat that they tied that into the timer. So the more thumping that's done around Skydock, the quicker it happens. And Skydock is a really fun chosen invasion kind of thing, for those that haven't seen it. How is the balancing of classes compared to when you last played? I can't tell you, honestly, because I haven't played all of the new frames yet.
Good.
I peeked
Find
around
me the
them.
Chosen that did this. They're going to pay. 3-5, your work's not done yet. We've got Chosen to kill.
Captain, I found something. The server core facility near Copa. Its automated defenses have been triggered. Server security AI is reporting a Chosen viral attack.
What are they up to? 3-5, clear those Chosen out of there.
Alright, so it wants me to equip this ability. 'Cause remember when we saw in our progress that when we hit level 3, we're going to get an ability. So we'll unlock it there. Will I be updating some of my guides? Yes, I've got plans, Random, to be updating my guides. It hasn't happened yet because I'm a full-time student and a full-time employee and a father of 2 children. That 5-minute guide I made on thumping, or on tinkering, took me 2 days worth of work. So it's if I put up crap guides like I did early in my guide making career, I could pump them out fast, kind of like what I'm doing now, just a live cut. But I don't want to do that anymore. I'd rather put out quality stuff. So it's going to take a while for me to not only play around with the new frames and actually see what they're doing, but to write the script, record the script, edit the recording, record play footage, edit play footage, and then upload it, and then do annotations. It's a process, but yeah, I'm thinking about it. What should I use? Like class? I'm lost. You can use whatever class you want. Malto, since you're watching on YouTube, rewind it back to the beginning of the video. I discussed the 5 different classes that you can choose. Alright, so hit N, which shows us our notifications. It shows us we finished this little part of the session. Oxy, thank you for the follow. That's that. Tap left. Just get this out of the way. It says we got our ability and a slot unlocked. Now, as far as how you've got your controls laid out, I'll just tell you what I do, just a suggestion. Ladder pads. What I do for my controls, go to options, go to key bindings, go to combat, which is the ones that are most important. For where is it? Abilities. I use a Death Adder mouse. It has two thumb buttons on the side. I usually use activate first ability with the forward thumb button and ability 2 with the backwards thumb button. And then I can hit 3 or 4 with my fingers on the keyboard. Those are pretty close. Another thing that I switch up is I use my auxiliary weapon, which is my melee weapon, and I switch that to wheel scroll up so that I can just hit stuff like that and not have to fumble and figure out where the G key is, which is weird for me because I kind of take my fingers off the rest of my keys when I reach over for G. So just by scrolling up, I use my hammer. So that's that. And then scroll down is switches between my primary and alt fire weapon, which is the shotgun. With a dreadnought, your primary fire does what you would expect. It shoots. Your secondary fire spins up your gun. At the bottom there, you can see how long your spin is. But it also... the guy's just gonna come out and start shooting me. That's a Firecat. The Firecat's got a flamethrower now for its primary weapon, which is kind of neat. Broken Peninsula does not exist at the moment, Sunny Panwar. They took down Broken Peninsula a while ago. They took down Amazon. They took down Devil's Tusk. So I think right now the only things that are open are Coral Forest, which Copa's in, your starting area, and Sir Tao. I think there's only 2 areas we can play in at the moment. Which advanced class is good? Syndicate, thank you for the follow. It's up to you, OIS. What class do you want to play? They're all special. Last night I was playing with my Nighthawk, which is one of the tier 2 recons, and it's a lot of fun. I like what they've done with the rifle. It's more powerful now. Later, Money Mike. I've enjoyed the biotech classes in the past. Recon is a different animal now, especially because of the weapon. Oh, that's one thing that I don't like about 1.6. They took down the alt fires for weapons. Basically, most of your alt fires for your weapons are just going to be aiming down the sight. Which is lame if you ask me, and who knows, they may change it back. I doubt it. But that's the way it is for the time being. They switched the Recon, which had a really cool alt fire that lobbed like poison gas grenades to just an aim down the sights, and the primary fire turned into where like the Electron single shot bolt hit scan gun. But yeah, the Recluse is not great. Less the area, more the crowd. You like the crowd. Yeah. Brogrammer is in the Twitch channel here. He is one of the developers. He works for Red 5. He's an excellent, awesome guy, and he is everywhere. Sonny, I can't at the moment. I'm going through new player experience right now, so I really can't show you all of the classes. Maybe tomorrow night I can run through those, but we're gonna be running through this for right now. So this is a glider pad. This is one of the modes of transportation in this game. You can get individual glider pads that you can usually buy from the store or get otherwise, and you can lay them down. There'll be a cooldown on them. For example, I'll put this down in here. And when you jump on it, it'll boost you up in the air, and then it'll put laser wings out. And it's just kind of like a pilot wings
Captain, Server Core Security
test
AI
right here.
reports that chosen virals have penetrated its first layer of firewalls.
Contact Corporal Platt at the entrance.
If it's a fight they want, it's a fight they'll get.
I'd rather be the one picking the fight, Arrow. We haven't seen the Chosen in years. We have no idea what their capabilities are.
So with these gliders, I'll show you here after I complete this,
3-5.
otherwise it'll fail me.
You gotta stop the Chosen before they take down Sin. Come here, and I'll open the bunker door.
So this is giving me an improved primary weapon. You can see power rating is +2 from where it was, so I'll just drag that on there. It'll be good. With your gliders, they work like a glider does. Your initial propulsion is what you have. So if you tilt up, try to gain too much altitude, you'll stall out. It's like you see me slowing down, and then I'll start falling. So it's a tricky way to feather the distance you want to go and the speed you want to go and the altitude that you need, which is kind of neat. I've always enjoyed the gliders for what they were.
Okay, go. And be careful in there.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest changes between 1.6 and prior Firefall. In prior Firefall, let's call it prior Firefall, there were campaign missions, but they were interdispersed, and they didn't always link up one after the other in a continuum. In 1.6, the missions flow into each other well, and they make sense. So here's some chosen bastards. These are ammunition pickups. You see on your mini-map the little red triangles. They'll show you where enemies are. And if you hit the F key when you're targeting over somebody, it'll put that triangle up there, which other players can see. That's adding them to the SYN network.
The Chosen are using those Strife Bringers to hack the core. Disable them and we'll stop the Chosen in their tracks.
Chosen battle progress has been slowed, Captain.
Copy that. Keep it up, 3-5.
Any tips for farming stuff? Level up an engineer. Engineers are super farmers because they have turrets.
Core AI has eradicated all chosen virals in the system, Captain.
Good work, 3-5. The Chosen invasion's going nowhere, thanks to you. I'm sending a tech team to get the server core back up to...
Captain Fuller, Warcom's under attack. A large chosen assault team. They've already breached Warcom's perimeter.
What? How did they even know about Warcom? Scramble all units. Get all non-combat personnel out of Warcom immediately. And find Bathsheba. Find her!
Already on it, Captain. Running Sin traces now.
I'm going to Warcom. 3-5, get yourself rearmed and meet me there. Arrow will be your operator for now.
One thing they took away from the
You'll be
Dragonfly,
fine, Arrow. 3-5, see you at the Rock.
I think
Pull her out.
they took
All right,
away
2-5. Let's get
the
going.
platform healing thing. It was like one of the main abilities that you put it out on the ground and it would shoot up the pillar. I think that's gone. I haven't really messed around with the Dragonfly much yet.
Okay, we're set. Warcom set up their lab at Mushroom Rock.
Firecat was my first
far
advanced
from
frame
here.
too.
Lucky for us, the Accord maintain a motor pool within glider range. You like bikes, right?
So here's a medical system. This is basically your health pot. It defaults to the Q key, which is handy, and it increases your passive health regeneration by 1%. And when you hit the Q key, it'll heal you up and go on cooldown for a bit. Oh, good, Moxie. Yes, I mean, I highly encourage anyone that's an old Firefall player or anyone that's new that's watching this, give the game a shot. It's free to play, for one, and for two, it's one of the most uniquely free to play games, or I should say, entirely free to play games. There's no paywalls anywhere in this game. You can level from level 1 to level 40 on all your frames and not pay 1 cent. You can do any content in this game if you put the time in, and not have to pay 1 cent. So it's available on Steam, or you can download the individual client, I believe, still. But you might as well just get it on Steam because it's easy to update and everything that way. Yeah, the Dragonflies do have a healing generator. It puts down a deployable that has green beams out. That was from old. Healing Wave looks kind of like the old Healing Wave. Emergency Response is kind of like a teleport, and you heal the things around you when you land there. That is the charge ability that I haven't used yet. It's kind of like a shoulder block. Lots of fun. You'd think with a massive frame like this, if you used your jets and you just destroy people if you shot through them like that. The healing dome has changed a bit, isn't it, Programmer? It actually follows you now. It's based on you, so you can pop it and you can run around with your healing dome on the Dragonfly. Alright, so want me to go over here. So if you look at the little wedges on the outside, if I go up too high to a stall, it turns yellow and it gives me the down arrows on the outside saying, you're gonna stall, go down. And then if you don't, it does it for you.
Arrow, make it fast. The Chosen are at the depot. 3-5, support the Accord defense until Arrow gets you access.
Okay, I'm in. It's going to take a little bit of practice this time.
Yeah, so here you are at level 5 and you're fighting dark slips. or drop ships. Fun times, right? It's got old Halloween skull. That's nice. I love that. I love that.
Okay, I've got you access. Get the bike and get going. Fuller needs your help at Warcom.
Alright, so it's saying drag that into your secondary weapons. So now I've got a assault rifle instead of a shotgun. So if I scroll down, it switches to my secondary weapon, which has always been neat. On the assault rifles in this game, they've always had a digital readout on the top of the gun for your ammo. I've always loved that. And that's another option that I always switch. By default, it usually has the right mouse as a toggle between aim down the sights and not. So you'd click it once and you could let go and it would still stay aim down the sights. But I like to keep it as a non-toggle so you can pop in and out as you choose. I should finish Assassin's Creed, yes. Yes. I'm gonna turn the chat back on to the stream just so it doesn't seem like I'm just talking to myself randomly when people watch this, or if people watch this recording later. So I got a new ability, Heavy Armor, which basically puts up a shield, takes reduced damage, and a forward shield that can completely block enemy projectiles. Not to mention it looks cool. I'm just checking to make sure I don't have anything good. See, this is a good upgrade here. It's got plus 41 health, so I'm going to throw that there. Another thing that the 1.6 patch has introduced is in the past we've had different manufacturers to different armor, different bikes, different modules and stuff like that. And there really wasn't a full feeling, at least to me, that the different manufacturers did anything special. Unlike in like Borderlands, for example, the guns made by Torque are completely different than the guns made by any of the other manufacturers. There was something unique about them. Like the Accord chassis, they'll give you weapon handling rating, and basically weapon skills. It's got reload speed. But if you go over here to like a Kitsuan chassis, they give you extra ammunition. So his ammo capacity increased almost 2.5% compared to the Accord chassis, which is like weapon skills. So if it was a good health trade-off, I might want to use that instead. And like Programmer was saying, your alt fire will give you a healing stream, but it runs off your jet energy. So if you've got gear that gives you bonus amount of jet energy or jet energy recharge, that may be better than weapon skills.
Get them out of here! On our way, Captain Fuller.
Or other things.
Is the Accord's Weaponry Advanced Research and Combat Methodologies Lab. Our best scientists are all there. It's highly classified. The Chosen shouldn't even know it exists.
Now, you've got glider pads, and then you've got ground vehicles in this game. This is an LGV, a light ground vehicle, which are basically bikes. And they come in really cool Akira-looking bikes. I can't get you a side view of this one unless I hop out. If you ever watched the anime Akira, a lot of them look like that. I've got a chopper from Founders Pack a long time ago, which looks like that. Pretty cool. Yep. These are like side quests, which are not unique to Firefall, but they're nice anyway. They're basically little things that are going on around in the world that you can complete and earn experience from. That one looks like it was already completed though. So let's get back on our bike and continue on. This is a resource node that normally has resources like ores in it. You can blow that up hitting your drop down key, and if you've got exploders like what that guy just picked up over there, you can throw it on there and it will explode and it'll give you crystite. I didn't see the crystite because I didn't blow it up, so I didn't get a chance to loot it. Crystite's the blue crystals that drop everywhere. Crafting is not working yet. I believe the 1.7 patch is going to be revamping the crafting system, so they've taken crafting offline for now. Now, another change that I've seen in 1.6 is your vehicles, after you get off them, they go away fairly quickly.
I'm down. Someone help me out here. You're a bloody lifesaver, Doc.
In the past, you could create a vehicle, like a bike, and stealth bike, and leave it there, and the enemies would love to blow up bikes. So you could use it as a decoy, because they would sit there and shoot at your bike forever until it blew up. But now they disappear very shortly after you get off them. So that what you just saw there was a revive. If you see a downed person or an NPC, you can go up to them and hold the E key, your interact key, and it'll dial back to a point where they get back up. Yes, you can still use snipers for Christite.
All Ares teams in the vicinity, converge on my waypoint and provide support for possible Chosen invasion. Okay, 3-5, it's final exam time. Move out to the waypoint and keep your eyes open for Chosen.
That Sin signature is close. Let's get there as fast as we can.
The Blue Flame Tiki Mask is from the original Founders Pack. Long time ago. Shit, like 4 years ago? 3 years ago? So there's my heavy armor. See, their projectiles can't penetrate through my shield. Some of the old Dreadnought guns used to have that as an alt fire. It would put up a shield. Yeah, I had the money at the time. And actually, when they had first released the Founders Packs, they came at a discount. So I think for the $100 Founders Pack, I think I bought it like the third or fourth day for $85 or $75, I forget. But with it, you get a constant, I think it's 10 or 15% XP bonus for the lifetime of your characters. You can actually modify that sound, Cindy, and you can actually take it off. In audio, hit ding volume and pitch. So if you don't want it on, you can take it out.
We are back.
Or you can take it right out if you want. Yep, there's 3 Founders Packs. There's Lieutenant, Ensign, and Commander? I forget. But with that, you got different masks. Actually, I still have a bunch of Ensign masks. I may raffle one of those off later. Let me see, do I have them on this character as well? Look here. They're not over on this character, on my main character. Got a couple of the basic Tiki masks. Maybe I'll raffle one of those off.
Fuller's last signal came from the top, near the landing pad.
Alright. So I got a new ability. New aux weapon. So let me switch over the sword for the hammer. Hand gear is upgrade. That stuff is not. So let me just I'll salvage that in a second here. There is one of the new systems. I actually made a YouTube video on it this week. It's called Tinkering, which is a way to level up weapons, level up armor pieces, and actually modify modules. But that's in the future. As far as today, I mean, it's in the game, but I'm not going to talk about modules probably. The building blocks you use for this tinkering come from salvaging or scrapping pieces of equipment that you don't need. So you can open up this, you can do it one at a time if you want. Just right click on it and hit salvage. You're only doing one. But usually you're doing more than one because you're clearing out your bags. So open up the salvage bar, and then you can click stuff into it. So you can do a mass salvage. So when you salvage things, weapons salvage into weapon parts, armors switch salvage down into armor parts. There you go. And those are what you use to tinker and to level up, modify your weapons. Have I tried out Jetball? Yeah, Jetball's fun. I was never a huge fan of Jetball in the past, but I know some people were. I was more of a fan of the assault style games, which I don't believe are coming back, at least not anytime soon, where you'd have to go in and hack terminals and then beat the other team. I really enjoyed that. They had those set in the OCT map. And those games, those were awesome. There was also a mode in the Harvester map, which we'll be playing in a little bit here, as far as the mission goes. That was a 2-team capture and hold map, and that was a lot of fun. There is headshot detection in this game, which will give you critical hits. Certain weapons deal more effective critical hits than others. Ah! Put myself right into the wall. You want an Asian server?
All scientists, including Bathsheba, have been secured. Focus on clearing the Chosen from the facility.
You have to get to Fuller now.
Well, actually, they're releasing this game in China, so I don't know if you'd be able to get onto the China server, because that would definitely be closer for you living in India. Alright, so this charge is an upgrade, so yeah, I'm going to upgrade that. And turret mode, which is fun. Turret mode is really cool. It's pretty self-explanatory. It locks you down, locks your feet down, and then you just turn into a turret. You have increased weapon fire rate. Let me reload here. So, oh, you can actually spin all the way around now. Look at that. You used to be locked into a certain degree angle because your feet were locked in, but you can't move. You can only spin now. That's interesting. I didn't realize that upgrade. But your rate of fire is increased substantially in turret mode. That's interesting. And you hit it again to unlock. A level 7 charge, not better. Yeah, the China closed beta came out. Although you'd have to read Chinese. But at least it'd be less laggy for you, I suppose. So I just use my heal pot. Die. Alright, that guy's indestructible. He's not dying at all. He's falling over, but not dying. Collect some crystite. Is the game way too loud? I'm just wondering because it's really loud in my headphones right now. Can you hear me over the game fairly well? But yeah, if you think the game looks neat, feel free to help yourself to it. It's free to play. It's on Steam. We need more players. We need to support this game. If we don't support this game, it may not be around.
There he is. Help him.
So this is a Battleframe garage. I'll get into that when we're not in the middle of a mission. Okay. Thanks, Idiot.
Don't worry about me.
I am Morgoth. I am an envoy of peace. Give us the Arc-like lands, and we will give you peace.
It's funny that you say that, Syndicate. I'll tell you in a second after I kick this guy's ass why it's funny you say that.
Bring it!
So you can see the critical hits popping off the top. It's like a healing drone that he pops up. So that glowing that he's doing is showing me that he's charging something up.
I am but the first drop of the tide. The Arc-like will be ours.
See, I was doing 3 damage per bullet while he was charging like that, so not worth attacking him during that. Yikes.
The Chosen are retreating. Nice work. I don't know why they would want the Arc, but there's no way we're just giving it to them. We'll have to let Accord Command know about this. As for you, 3-5, today went kind of sideways, but you acquitted yourself admirably. You too, Arrow. In fact, I like how you two work together. Arrow, I'm making you 3-5's Ares operator full-time.
We're going to kick some Chosen butt, 3-5.
The Chosen are going to get tougher. You can count on it. If you want to have a chance, you'll need to improve your skills. And you'll need better gear.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here.
Right, Captain. 3-5, let's go.
Syndicate was saying, of upgraded turret mode. That he likes PvP in MMO games and RPG games. Have perk bandwidth and a perk. Okay. And he hopes Firefall will develop competitive PvP modes. There have been many iterations of Firefall, from alpha to early closed beta to open closed beta to release Firefall to where we're heading back to now. One of the earlier iterations of Firefall, the lead designer wanted to make Firefall a esports competitive game. So like a CSGO or a COD, a game that could be played competitive in an esports league, which actually, considering where esports was at the time, it was nowhere near at the level that esports is now, where you've got ESPN is actually developing esports programming now. So back then it was all individual tournaments or local tournaments. So he devoted a lot of their efforts into making PvP as good as they could. And as a result of that, a lot of the PvE of Firefall was kind of pushed to the side, or not really emphasized at that point of the game. It wasn't until much later where they essentially scrapped PvP. They took all the queued PvP out of the game and just opened up a PvP zone, an open PvP zone, for people to get the rocks off. Personally, I liked the queued PvP, which Jetball is getting back into. Yes, Sonny, I'm making this new character to show what a new player would be looking at. But you're saying Salt was a thrill to play, and I hope they don't shift all the focus on PvE. They've focused a lot on PvE now. Now there's questing, essentially. There's quest lines. There's lots of instances. There's raids at the end level of the game. So it's become more of a PvE-based game, which I think has a lot of mass appeal to it. But they stripped out a lot of the PvP, which they're getting back around to putting back into the game because of player demand. So yeah, there needs to be a balance there, and I think it's taken them a while to get back to that point, but they realize it, and they're trying to accommodate that now. So secure lockers and security keys. This explains it here. Sometimes with rewards that you get, you'll get a locker, but you can't unlock a locker without a key. You can buy keys through the Red Bean store, or you can get keys as rewards from other things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll get to that as well, Sunny. She was wondering why I was an alpha tester and I'm still using an Accord frame. Yes. Very good point. So the treasure chest can give you all sorts of different things. This one gave me looks like a blue, which is a second level weapon. There's gray, which are common. There's green, which are uncommon, and blue is rare. And purple's epic. Let me equip that while I'm thinking about it.
Shall we give it another try?
So what the levels do, the rarity levels, basically they give you access to weapons that would be equitable to weapons that would be available to you a couple levels ahead of time. So like this is says item level 18, about 3/4 of the way down over the image, and then it says below the requirements requires level 8. So item level is kind of like for instance, if I look at this common one, The item level is 3, and it would require level 3. So this is kind of like a level 18 gray weapon that I can equip at level 8.
Operating system synced to Sin feed.
That, 3-5, is the sound of a job well done.
Well done, 3-5. Word of what you've done today is already spreading around Copa. With all this reputation you've earned, you should visit the local quartermaster. He's got something for you that'll make your life a lot easier.
So, yeah. Sometimes these interfaces get a little stuck. Like it's wanting me to equip something in that slot that I've already got there. So it's just going to be a jerk until I get to do it. Yeah, Shark. It was fun. So I got my next mission unlocked. Person's just floating. We used to try to jump and stack on top of other people while we were waiting around because it was fun. Doesn't work so great on NPCs, but you could, yeah, you got to get just right on the center of somebody. We used to stack them up, and you'd have jetpacks, and we'd stack people up like 20 or 30 people high. A lot of fun. Looks like they dropped a gated content fetish they had at release. Make most of the map obsolete after I level up. The interesting thing about the way these maps are laid out is it I wouldn't say it's gated content, but it's level appropriate areas. To explain that, here is the starting map, Coral Forest. A lot of it's not exposed because I haven't explored it yet, and I haven't unlocked the Sin Towers that spread out your area of knowledge. But it's a fairly large zone. And then I can't even scroll out here. Sertao is the next level up, in which it conjoins the Coral Forest, and that's like the mid-level. And then it gets to higher level, Devil's Tusk, which is somewhere, yeah. It's out there, and that's kind of like the high-level zone. Playtime reward. Yes, they're doing very well in rewarding people to play the game. There's login rewards, which actually are pretty substantial right now. If you're playing the game, I suggest you highly get in now and collect those from your mailbox. They give you, I think I got 2 rare crates today just for logging in. So this gives me a voucher for a Cobra. Reactor. Your first vehicle, hooray! Alright, so let's see where my waypoint is. Meet with Lieutenant Traver. Alright, so the levels go by pretty quick. I'm already level 11. And I'm basically done with the tutorial stuff. One thing I can say about this game, the developers, the people that work for R5, for Red 5, love this game. They are all about this game. In the past, when things were great and wonderful, they'd have lots of different player events, especially after they released on Steam.
Are you talking about the Bellboys? Yes. Isn't it wonderful? It still feels like a resort in some ways, all these years later.
Don't you think it seems a bit excessive?
What do you mean?
I mean, with all the refugees and the people we can't feed, we're still paying bellboys to carry luggage and groceries to our apartments.
Well, isn't it a good thing to have a few less hungry mouths? I mean, they work off tips, don't they?
Haven't you seen your rent bill? There's a very large and mandatory fee in the bill for resort staff services.
Still, I like the idea of it all. It makes me feel as if some things haven't changed.
The longer you go on believing that, the harder it will be when you realize everything has changed.
Which is kind of an underlying point in this, because this was a luxury resort, and it just happened to be that gigantic accident that basically killed off mankind happened on a luxury resort, kind of like Dead Island in a way. So there is this, this gravity of the situation where, we're fighting back the melding to recapture the Earth and fighting the Chosen off. They're trying to exterminate humans. Yet we've got Spicy L's Tuna, like a sushi shop. We've got, lounge chairs, a hot tub, which should kill me for being in the hot tub with this Accord frame. I'll show you why later. Just open bar here. There's a little boxing ring and, some ping pong. Yet you have like defense turrets built up all over to fight off Chosen invasions. Yeah, it's to fight off your yoga mat and your parallel bars. I don't know if these are parallel bars or like rehab bars for people learning how to walk again. That's what it kind of looks like to me, but I work at a rehab hospital, so maybe that's just me. But yeah, it's interesting, just the location of the game, where it's like tropical and fun, yet dire in situation. But getting back to what I was saying, they would have events all the time. Like they'd have Christmas events, they'd have Halloween events, like the normal things that you expect from MMOs. And they're a lot of fun.
Ares 3-5, I'm Lieutenant Draper. Captain Fuller has returned to the Warcom facility and needs your help.
What happened?
We've lost contact with our security team down in the labs and server rooms. The captain left to investigate. He'll be waiting for you inside.
Roger that, Lieutenant. All right, boss. Looks like it's back to Warcom.
Right. So, back to area that I started at, sort of, and we're going to go through a different part. Die more is not a productive request. A note for the old players that are having their old characters migrated over. When you come over, you will have your bank space or your bag space increase dramatically. That's because frames that you had that are no longer with us or on your account, they had equipment, and that equipment has to go somewhere, so that's being tossed in your bag. All the modules you had are still in your bag. Bonuses that you got for having leveled up frames that you no longer have need to go somewhere, and those will be in your bag. Also, the cores, one of the equipment items from pre 1.6 would have a core. I could show you on my other account. Basically, that gave you all these stats that these items have here. And all those cores you can't equip anymore. There may still be one on your character that you need to take off. But when you salvage a core, it'll give you 4 pieces of equipment. A head, torso, arms, and legs. So if you've got a bunch of cores saved up, like I did, which which I still do. If you salvage those, you multiply your bag space by 4 of your items. Legend Daddy, what's up, man? A new patch, 1.6. Come back in, see what it's all about. Getting nothing to lose, free to play. What do you think it might be best for players who have not played the game for a while to make a new frame and run through, get the hang of new stuff? Stiff, it's not all that different from pre 1.6 if you're an old player. I don't think it would be worth it for you to go back through level 20 because of this. The new frame leveling up mechanism, when you start a new character, a new player, when they start playing, they have access to one of the 5 accord frames. And you have to play that until level 20. At level 20, you do like a little mini quest, and you can modify your accord frame of that type into one of the secondary tier 2 frames. For instance, I'm leveling up a Dread. So when I hit level 20, I'll get the choice to go into a Rhino or a Mammoth. And my Accord Dread frame will no longer be there. So I'll have a level 20 level 20 Rhino or Mammoth. When I get to level 40, you start earning Elite XP. It's kind of like a prestige. That prestige gives you the option to unlock the other secondary frame or unlock a new tier 1 frame from another class. So at that point, level 41, if you will, I could unlock a Accord Recon. So if you've never played another one of the characters, another one of the families, like if you've never played a Recon at all, then play your main character, level it up, and go that route. I don't think it would be worth starting a new character to level through that stuff, if that makes any sense. What kind of add-ons could I use to help me with aiming? I don't know if there's anything that would help you with aiming. I think you can get different reticles. That's not going to help you much. I think the reticles that are in-game are pretty useful as they are. There used to be an option to actually change your reticle. I don't know if that's still in-game. Some people say different reticles help them. It's not groundbreaking, but I would not suggest using any kind of aimbot or anything like that, because that's just cheating and that's not good. You don't want that. So this is going to be start me in a mission in an instance which is not part of the main world zone. It's
Over here,
a
by the door, 3-5.
independent zone that creates just for this mission. If you played an MMO or RPGs in the past, that's not new to you. Shouldn't be. Yes, there is a mod community for this game. Go to firefallgame.com and go into the forums, and you'll be able to find information there about the mods. I personally don't use any mods. I haven't in a long time. Yeah. Perks. Since I've earned a perk, I will show you perks. Perks are exactly what you think they would be. They're modifiers to your character, and they stack frame by frame. As you level up in frames, you will unlock new perks. Some perks are unlocked by different activities. For instance, these are some of the ones that I've got unlocked for this newbie character. There are slots that you unlock as you level up, and there's also bandwidth usage. Bandwidth is these little numbers that are attached to the perks. So each one of these would only take one unit of bandwidth. So I could, if I had a perk that was worth 2 bandwidth, I could only load in one of those level 2 perks because I only have 2 units of bandwidth available to me. But since I've got 2 slots open and I've got at least 2 number 1 level 1s, I could load them in. This is one thing that I don't like about 1.6 is this lock-in option here. Extra plating, additional layers, bonus, gives me 8% bonus health, which is good. Gonna move on, increases run speed by 10 while weapons holstered, not so great for me. Optimized targeting, increases all damage dealt by 2%. Yeah, that's fine. And increased movement speed by 1/4 meter per second. So I'm gonna grab these two, or extra plating and optimized targeting. You just drag it up here like you normally would. So it says 1.2 or 1 out of 2. And I'm going to put this one in here as well. So it shows a 2 out of 2. Now, when I lock this in, this is what I don't really like about this. It says you'll be unable to change the perks for 24 hours without purchasing an unlock. Now, I would understand if this just means that you won't be able to reset them. And I'd be cool with that. But if from now until the end when I play today, if I unlock another slot and another perk that I want to put in there, and I've got enough bandwidth to use it, I can't slot another perk in there, even though I've got bandwidth and a slot open, unless I pay to unlock my perks. That's not user-friendly to me. But that's my spiel on that. YouTube has bots now. Yes, Nightbot has a beta version for YouTube.
My people, 3-5. There were no reports of enemy contact here, but we should assume there are hostiles. We need to finish their mission and transfer all Arclight project data to a data vault, and remove it from Warcom servers.
Completely removing the Arclight project from Warcom servers? That seems extreme.
It's what the Chosen came for, and under no circumstances can they succeed.
I think Highsight's the one that told me about it, honestly. It's limited what it can do, but...
How did they get in?
The Chosen have been punching holes in this place all day. Security's been down for hours.
I hear you. These big red barrels, shoot them. They're good for achievements. And they've got resources, and sometimes crystite in them. So even if you're full health and ammo, blow them up anyway.
Looks like we're clear. Time to get this door open.
Sing.
Arrow, you see anything friendly?
I'm picking up something faint ahead of your position.
Copy. 3-5. Move up and check it out.
Significant tissue damage from small arms fire. No vitals.
Those are Chosen rifle wounds. All right, 3-5. We need to finish their mission.
Sir, there may be other soldiers who need help.
We'll help them if we can, Arrow. The priority is that data.
So the charge ability only does damage at the end. It doesn't do damage to things that you knock out. It's only that spark at the end that actually does damage.
The main stacks are up ahead.
I'm still not picking up any other contacts.
Copy that. 3-5. Watch your corners.
Over the damn door.
Shots fired. Take cover!
I got no visual. Where are they?
Snipers.
They must have stealth units. I can't pinpoint their location.
3-5, search the room. There has to be something we can use to show their position.
That's a fire suppression console. I wonder...
It's worth a shot.
Override isn't working.
Destroy the console. The halon will trigger automatically.
Heads it. Their stealth units are shorting out.
We got visual. Return fire. Kill them all. They're still in here. Finish them off.
Yep, they do a really good job on the level design. Last summer, the developers did a lot of live streaming on Twitch, showing them actually doing the level design live. It's pretty interesting stuff. Especially for a guy like myself who's thinking about getting into programming or getting into game design possibly. It was neat to see how they, you have to set out all the assets and then you have to go around and do all the individual lighting. So like this light gives off ambient light where it should physically, as opposed to, just randomly. It's really cool.
Well, not as glad as we are. Keep an eye out, 3-5. I'm going to check the data logs and see what they accessed. ArcLight project data is missing from the server. Damn it! That's not good. Wait. Forget what I just said. Looks like Bathsheba moved it off the servers. Just the hard copy left. Good thinking, Doctor.
Where's the hard copy?
Next room. You must have been planning to grab it before we evacuated everyone. The security door is going to be a problem, though. You're on your own for the next part, 3-5.
What? Why?
Fire control wants to seal the room. I can override it, but I need to keep the door open from this side.
Okay, door's open. Get moving, 3-5. I'm going to finish checking these access logs and meet you around back. There was recent system access. Let's see what the Chosen were after. Special projects?
There a problem, Captain?
No, just get that data vault. Did you find it? It should be there.
That's satisfying when you land that.
Okay, we got it.
Good. Now destroy that console.
Are you sure, Captain?
Yes. I'm not taking any chances.
Now, here's something to notice right here. This is level 10, but you and I both know that I'm not level 10. It's not going to show me my progression. Here it is. Because I'm a level 11. But this mission, this instance, is rated for level 10. So it actually downscales me to the damage and health of a level 10 character. Judging by the level of equipment that I have. So it'll do that out in the zones as well. So even if I have a level 40 character outside in Copa, it'll downscale me to like a level 14 or a level 15 character. So that if I want to play with like my brother or one of you guys, I can bring a higher level character and play next to you and not make it way too easy.
Let's destroy the data vault terminal like Fuller A. Okay, console is... Wait, 3-5, incoming Chosen!
Might be a good time to try out your HKM.
I don't even know what the Dread HKM does.
Is your most powerful ability module.
Absorption
They require
bomb.
significant charge time before use, but they more than make up for it in effectiveness. Use it against the Chosen.
So here's power-ups you have: combat enhancer, jet enhancer, speed enhancer. I think if I grab this, it's going to automatically level up my HKM, which is my hyperkinesis module. And it's like your epic ability. Now, this ability puts me into like a absorb mode.
Many Chosen are retreating. Hold a second.
And
Picking up some Chosen comms.
any damage that is done to me powers it up and after a time it'll explode and deal back all the damage that was done to it as an AoE.
This was for nothing.
For nothing. We now know Sir Khan is alive. This is better than we could have imagined. Now pull our teams out.
Lost the signal. Sargon, alive? That can't be possible.
I just opened an exit for you, 3-5. Find me on the other side.
Yeah. I think they did that so that you can see an overhead of all the destruction that you do.
3-5. Is that data secure?
3-5 has it, and there will be no other copies. I'm not sure about remaining chosen.
We'll sweep and clear of all of Warcom. If they stick around, we'll find them. Let me have that data vault. I don't know, Arrow. First, we need to assess the damage and secure our people. At least they don't have this. I'll keep the data vault secured. Dr. Bathsheba's Arclight research must not fall into chosen hands. Impressive work today, 3-5. I've had a lot of rookies under my command in the past, but they wouldn't have been able to handle a mission like this. We need more pilots like you. All right, let's get the hell out of here.
I've noticed it in the past, but it's evident a lot more in this 1.6 patch that a lot of the voiceovers either don't play or they get out of sync. I mean, it's a bug, but you know, as far as a game-breaking bug, it's not.
Fuller, there was one last thing. While 3-5 was getting that data, I intercepted a chosen transmission.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Shouldn't we be concerned?
General Typhon Fedorov turned Sir Khan to dust at the Battle of Sirtau. He's been dead a long time. What we need to worry about is where the Chosen are basing their operations. I'm going to start looking, and I'll update you if I find anything.
Captain, something occurred to me. Ares 3-5 took some battleframe damage fighting the Chosen. I don't think 3-5 has had training in the use of the battleframe garage.
Good point, Arrow. Okay, 3-5. You should have a garage marked in Sin. Head to the waypoint and interact with the battleframe garage.
Hey, Charger. How you doing, man? So, here's your two main UI switchers here. This is the Battleframe Station. This is where you can change into your different frames once you unlock them. So on my other character, my main character, this is all filled out with all the secondary frames that I own. So that's the Battleframe Station. This is the Battleframe Garage. This is where you get access.
Interface. You can make several different adjustments to your battleframe from here, but for now, let's do some repairs.
So as you play and as you fall and take damage and shoot your weapons, they deteriorate. So you hit the repair button.
Repairs cost a varying amount of crystite, but I'll have the Accord pick up the tab this time. Go ahead and repair your equipment.
I'll just let him talk. So this will repair your equipment, and they will charge you crystite in order to repair it. This shows your stuff that's equipped, and this shows stuff that's in your bag. Since they're paying for it anyway, I'll just have them repair stuff in my bag too.
Remember to come back to a garage after missions and heavy combat for repairs. You don't want your equipment breaking on you at the wrong time.
We should show 3-5 more while we're at the garage.
I was thinking the same thing. 3-5, let's go through the basics on equipping perks. Navigate to perks in the garage interface.
See, now, this is what I was talking about before with the perks.
Perks can only be equipped and unequipped in the garage. One has been selected for you. Drag the perk over and equip it to a perk slot.
Oh, maybe they patched it.
Slot a perk. Now, that might not be the one you wanted, so go ahead and unequip it from that slot. Now let's talk about gear upgrades. Your current gear won't keep up with future threats, but there's someone in town that can show you how to make your current equipment even better. Take a stroll over to Ratchet 3-5. She knows you're coming.
Well, either my client was bugged out before, or they listened to me bitching. and patched it. So it appears to be working now. So now we're going to talk about, the game's going to talk about salvaging and tinkering, like I talked about before. Yeah, some of the new particle effects in this game are crazy. Like for instance, the cryo grenade is really cool. I haven't really checked these out yet. It's incendiary grenade, and you can see the cooldown on this is pretty short. You can see it down next to my number 1 ability, my charge ability. It's the lower one is my grenade. 10-second recharge. It's pretty neat. Check out the Tesla grenade. It's pretty awesome. It's got a longer cooldown because it's got a longer reaction or a longer lasting effect.
G'day, mate. You must be Ares 3-5. I'm Ratchet, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about salvaging. Here, have some junk. Beautiful, right? Of course it isn't. But if you salvage that piece of junk, you could fashion a nice upgrade for your weapon. Try salvaging it yourself.
Yeah, programmer. Yesterday when I was showing this off, I had an open module slot. I had open bandwidth, and it would not let me lock it in. So.
Right, now take the components you got from that junk and bring them to my assistant Crank. She'll show you how to use them to upgrade a weapon.
I don't know, Sonny. There are some things about Alpha that I miss. But there was no questing in Alpha. There was one zone in Alpha. If you're talking about Alpha, there was Redwood Forest. Before that, there was Checkerboard Land. So, I mean, yeah.
Oh, that weapon just won't do. If you hand it over for a moment, I'll show you how to make it into something a bit better. Different pieces of equipment require special components, or crystite, to upgrade. You have what you need for this weapon, so this should be nice and easy. Go ahead and augment your weapon.
I'd go over this, but I've got a YouTube video that shows all this, so I'm just gonna breeze through it.
And there we are. Remember that equipment upgrades are vital to staying ahead of the threats you'll face out there. Now, go have some fun with your new toy.
3-5, we have some remaining Warcom personnel prepping for extraction of the loading docks. Director of Warcom, Dr. Mitra Bathsheba, is among the people we still need to get out of there.
Draper and Copa. He's organizing the security detail and will have location data and further orders.
So, I just upgraded this weapon, but it didn't upgrade the weapon. But that's how you do it. That was very strange. Did you see that, programmer? I mean, I put the blue Persuader in to be upgraded. There were parts there. It did the thing, and it didn't lock in an upgrade. So here's credits. Credits are an intermediary form of currency. You hit the period button, or period key, it'll bring you up here to conversion. Basically, everything in-game world runs off of crystite, so they use crystite that you collect as a base currency, as a raw currency, we'll say. And you can exchange that raw currency for credits. Credits are what you use to purchase things from the marketplace from other players. And also you can use credits for tinkering and some other things. Possibly research that will cost credits. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And you've got a limit of conversions that you can do. So every day you can convert over 2,500 crystite. So I'm not going to use all my crystite. I only need 10 credits. So you can convert that. And it's 25 crystite per credit. and you can exchange credits for red beans, which is interesting that Firefall does this. A lot of games will lock out stuff from red beans that you need to pay money in. If you don't pay money to the game, then you will never buy that. This way you can actually grind in-game shop currency without paying for it. So that's a very interesting thing about Firefall that a lot of games don't do, especially free-to-plays. Let's try this again. So this is a critical success and it's a normal success. So I got a couple credits, I got my scraps. Oh, I got a critical success, cool. So this shows your record of upgrades. And you can upgrade it 9 times, and it gets more expensive as you go. So there, it says +1, so this is a level 1 upgraded weapon. Same. I'm just scrapping the stuff that I don't need. So, I mean, and that's another draw for this game. I mean, a lot of games will give you access to certain things. Like, for example, ArcAge. If you want to play free-to-play, you can, but you can't own a house. And you can't own a house, you can't own a farm. You have to farm in public lands. You know, a lot of other free-to-play games will give you most of the game. But if you don't subscribe to the game, then you don't have this. You can't get that. Firefall, you can do anything you want. You can buy anything you want if you put the time in. You don't have to pay anything. Except for your ISP
Good to
bill.
see you're still in one piece, 3-5. You made an impression on Captain Fuller. He picked you to act as Dr. Bathsheba's security detail down at the Warcom docks. Commander Novan is already on site, and she set up a security grid to provide auto-turret support should the Chosen attack again.
Are you expecting another attack?
We're just taking necessary precautions. I've updated your mission waypoints, 3-5. Get to those loading docks ASAP. Follow Commander Novan's orders until transport arrives, and make sure nothing happens to Dr. Bathsheba.
Sunny. I remember when there was only Aranyas and mosquitoes. So you can see it's a persisting world. They've got night and day cycles. Night is about 25% of the time, and day is about 45 or 75% of the time. So we're flying out to the next instanced mission. Doesn't quite look like I'm going to make it all the way out there. Be pretty good though. There's a mosquito. Now there's water and then there's water. It's kind of hard to tell the difference at night, but there's shallow water and deep water. Deep water will basically blow up your vehicle almost instantaneously. Which is why it's funny that they've got a hot tub that you can chill in at Copa, because it should be a place for Ares pilots to suicide. Skivetters. Skivetter. So this is kind of a neat mission. It's a tower defense mission, which is another thing that Alpha Firefall would never have. There's a stealth mission where you can actually hollow change into a box a la Metal Gear Solid. Oh, that was kind of humorous.
No, it's counterclockwise. You need to align the gimbals, otherwise the target tracking is going to be off.
Okay, I've got it. Just a few more adjustments, and this will be ready to go. Are the rest of the turrets up and running? Oh, hello! You must be Ares 3-5. I'm Mitra Bathsheba, and this is my assistant, Kara Novan.
When I asked Fuller for a security detail for Dr. Bathsheba, I expected someone with more experience. I'm sure you know how to handle yourself, 3-5, but she's the Accord's most important scientist.
It's all right, Kara. 3-5's got the look. We're in good hands, I think. Why don't you show 3-5 how to deploy the auto turrets? It'll give me a chance to check on the hybridization matrices.
Fine. Come on, 3-5.
Oh, and Kara?
Yes, Doctor?
Be nice.
Let's just get these auto turrets up. If somebody does attack the Doctor here, they'll be our primary defense. Here, take this authorization chip. It'll let you deploy the auto turrets at any of the hard points around the dock.
Now, I understand in that animation there when she was talking, she looks at Doctor and then she says, yes, 3-5, or she says, already at 3-5, and then Bathsheba talks to her and she says, yes, Doctor, and she looks at you. It seems...
In addition to the chip, I'm also giving you access to a tactical overlay defense drone. Using it will give you a quick overhead view of the field. This is useful for knowing where to set up auto turrets, which you're going to try now. I'll talk you through it. Go to that auto turret hardpoint. You'll be able to deploy an auto turret on it. Any attacker will probably land here, beyond the range of our air defenses. There are multiple auto turret hardpoints scattered around the facility. You need to deploy turrets on them to defend against a possible attack. Use the glider pads to speed up your travel time. They'll then have to move on foot in this direction to get to Dr. Bathsheba and the other scientists. If the Chosen do attack, we'll get the scientists into the facility. But if the Chosen get through the blast door, everything will be lost. Is that clear?
Seal the blast doors.
We only have a limited amount of auto turrets, so choose where you place them carefully.
Now, this mission on the base difficulty is really not that difficult. I'm curious what happens when you crank it up in
What? Since picked up an incoming
difficulty
Chosen
levels.
assault group heading for Alpha Dock. 3 waves, ETA 60 seconds. I didn't expect them to move this fast. Hurry up and get the other turrets set up.
Dr. Bathsheba, you and the rest of the personnel should get inside the facility. Already there, Arrow.
3-5, I'm going to cover the door. I'll feed you as much tactical data as I can get.
Ara, why are the Chosen attacking us again after we just beat them so badly?
I don't think this is an attack. I think they're after something. Warcom has no strategic value. Nothing about this makes sense.
The Chosen that initially attacked were after Arclight data in the Warcom servers.
They didn't get it, did they? I moved it onto a data vault, but I was sent here before I could secure it.
Captain Fuller has the data vault, Doctor. He said he would keep it safe.
That's a relief. I hate to see my work locked away, but at least it's being kept away from the Chosen.
We still need to keep the Chosen away from you, Mitra. Make sure your turrets are up, 3-5. They'll be here soon.
Ugh. So this 6 ability shows me an overview from like an overhead drone view. Hopefully I get a chance to read my messages, as it seems it was too long to be posted on your stream chat log. Well, what did you say, Sin? You're talking about the gameplay graphics.
Chosen infantry on the ground. They're heading for our scientists. Keep them away from the facility doors.
I started this stream an hour and 50 minutes ago. Oh, you're thumping an old Firefall?
Good work, but that was just the first wave. Second wave ETA 60 seconds. Let's use this time to replace and upgrade the auto turrets.
Yeah, I don't know if it came through on my,
Dr.
my chat
Bathsheba,
bot.
the Chosen had been quiet for years, and then they suddenly show up looking for your Arclight project. Why? It was the Arclight's attempt at Arcfold Alpha Prime that brought the melding. They might want to create their own Arclight.
With what? The Chosen gave us everything they had in Sertau. They don't have the power or resources to bring in the rest of the melding.
The rest? Kara and I were on the Arclight on M-Day. While the Arcfold rift was open, I saw only melding on the other side, as if it was all that remained of an entire universe.
We're lucky the rift closed as quickly as it did.
Yeah. I love thumping. Thumping was a ton of fun. And maybe I'll get into that a little bit later. That was like one of the first videos that I can remember seeing that Red 5 put out, was people like in the shallows of Coral Forest thumping. It was just, it's so much fun.
Here they come. Watch out for the best one.
Looks dead.
Personally, I wasn't a fan at all of the multi-tiered ore version of crafting, where you'd have basically what do I want to say?
The Chosen are trying to flank us. Since tracking drop pods headed to the auxiliary dock. Stop them from reaching the facility door.
Different strengths or different purities of the ores, and you had to mix them and make alloys to create different metals that'll make your equipment turn out differently. It was a very what's the word I want to use? It was a very brave system to try to instill, but I don't feel it was user friendly at all. That, and if I remember correctly, you could have failures in that crafting system.
Okay, I think we handled the second wave, but that third wave is gonna be tough. They're throwing everything at us. Drop pods headed to the auxiliary dock, as well as a dropship headed to Alpha Dock. You better go deploy another set of turrets. You've got 60 seconds.
They must be here for us, Kara. Especially if they failed to acquire the Arclight data. A lot of people here worked on the Arclight project.
Makes sense, but if 3-5 keeps up the good work, the Chosen won't get anything. They'll fail again.
We intercepted Chosen comms during the first attack. The one in charge didn't see the mission as a failure. She claimed they discovered that Zircon was alive.
She'll be disappointed. I saw what was left of Zircon after the Battle of Sertau. He was getting packaged up to be shipped off for dissection. That monster's dead.
She was so confident about the information, though. She was sure he's alive.
She's wrong. Zircon tried to kill all of us, Arrow. You think we'd give him a second chance at genocide?
I hope not.
Firecat, 1.6 Firecat. I haven't made anything for that yet. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. If you look through my other live play video recently for Firefall, there might be some in there, but I haven't done any.
Look out, 3-5. The Chosen are coming in from both directions.
I haven't done any that was dedicated just to Firecat stuff.
You can't run from me.
Accord reinforcements.
Falcon 3 on site. Looks like you guys could use a hand.
Roger that, Falcon 3. We've got ground forces under control. Looks like you've got the sky.
Thank you. Fuller chooses his people well. You were exceptional.
You kept Bathsheba and the rest of our Warcom scientists out of Chosen hands. You were good, 3-5. Better than I expected. I wouldn't mind working with you again.
Yes. I hope Fuller allows you to work with us on a regular basis. If the Chosen are after Warcom personnel, I think we'll need your help again.
Nikki, Tokimi, I could cut them all up. I mean, I didn't talk over a lot of it.
Take the fight to them.
In the meantime, I have a special request. We intercepted a distress call from a private dropship that crashed down in a civilian exclusion zone called Blackwater.
VIP extraction?
These aren't VIPs. I'm more concerned about what they could find out there.
What's so important about the swamp in the Amazon?
Warcom did some very classified work out there. I don't like people snooping around. Talk to my man Draper in Copa. He'll set you up with transportation. Debrief me when you get back.
Levels of purity. Yeah. Yeah, they're like isotopes of different different ores. It was kind of neat because you had scan hammers that you'd go out and you'd hit on the ground, and then there would be like a graphical display pop up, and you could see the different levels of resources that would be under the ground if you dropped a thumper there. I still love that system. But you were never exactly sure what level of purity you'd get, and then you'd have all these different stacks, different amounts of ore of the same type, with different stacks of purity. It was just, it was a mess. In my opinion, it was a mess. I'm glad they did away with that. Need to get to a garage to mess with that. 666, yep. You got eyes for those numbers, don't you, Shark? You just look for that sign everywhere. So I've got empty. Sprint speed. See? Right here. Now I've got the bandwidth, I've got the slot, but I can't lock them in. So that's the problem. I guess the reason why it worked last time is because I had a mission that was showing me how to do it and when to do it. But now that I'm beyond a mission that's telling me to lock in a perk, I've got the open bandwidth space. It costs 1. I've got an empty slot, and I can't pop it in. Yeah, you dredge up like a crap load of like raw dirt, and then you like sift through it and you extract crystite. It would take a while though. So, let's see, what are we doing now? So anything up to this point, a game crash? Anything up to this point that you guys would like to see, as far as basic UI stuff, or show you the map. These are watchtowers that are controlled by Accord humans. These watchtowers are going to be attacked by Chosen and taken over. And after you visit the area, you unlock the surrounding information. Side missions that pop up, you'll be able to see them on the mini-map. Sin towers that you unlock, you can, once you unlock them, you can quick travel to them by using credits. Fast travel. It's pretty expensive to do it that way, but you can do it. And right now, since the arc porters are down, it might be a viable way to transport, though it'll cost you credits. What else? What else? What else? The X button turns on your flashlight. It's mounted on your gun. What's my gaming rig? I have a 4-year-old computer that I built myself. If you're watching on YouTube, so you don't see it. If you're watching on Twitch, you could see the specs of my computer. It's an AMD built computer. It's got a Phenom 2 1100T chip. Or Phenom 2 X6, so it's a 6-core 1100T chip. I've got a 960 video card. Basically, I use a Death Adder mouse, a Deathstalker keyboard. Those are Razer, a Logitech cam, and a brand new network that gives me 50 down, 8 up, so I'm actually able to stream nice. Oh yeah, melding. I remember thumping next to the melding. If you put a thumper down next to the melding, you'd get mutated creatures that would pop up. It would be like higher level creatures, and they drop more crystite. I don't even know if that still works anymore. Let's see.
Fuller told me you've been briefed, 3-5. But remember to be discreet out there. Accord Command didn't send you, and you're just another mercenary coming to the rescue. Is that clear?
Crystal.
Good. We got you a flight on another private drop ship.
Private drop cut him off.
Melding
Night, random.
complete. Armor plate corrosion at 9%, repulsors at 73%.
See you again
Looks like
soon.
we made it. Welcome to Blackwater. This place used to be packed with crystite harvesters, but after the Arclight crash, it's been overrun by, well, you're gonna find out.
Why would somebody come out here? All that trouble to get through the melding?
Most likely treasure hunters looking for the wreck of the Midas. A lot of people died chasing that rainbow. Alright, we're closing in on the source of the distress signal. No visuals, but I got lots of movement down there. Just a heads up, pal. If those things down there get your scent, you're gonna have your hands full. I'm gonna put her down on the roof of that facility over there. The source of the signal should be close.
So this map was one of my favorite maps. This used to be a PvP map that they basically turned into a PvE map. This building was one of the spawn points for the two maps, or for the two teams.
Touchdown! Go, go, go! Everybody out of the pool!
Out of the pool. So you'd spawn inside here. Start at the beginning of the map.
I'm gone, with or without you.
And there's 3 crystite harvesters on this map. Basically, it was a capture and hold. You have to be hack the console and defend it. Then there was a limit, like 500 crystite, and whichever team reached that first won the map. It's a really well designed map. I love this map. There was different sniper points.
Directly from that crashed
Like
dropship.
you could get
Looks
up
like
in,
hidden signatures inside.
like the crags of those trees are set turrets up there. There's like these big temples in the back that were a lot of sniping spots, and it's just a great map for PvP. And it fit that mode perfectly. Just jet ball. Right.
Hey, get us out of here! The door's jammed. You need to find some way to force it open.
How about these explosives right here?
Boss, imaging shows some old mining crates nearby. Maybe there's something you can use in there. Those charges might work. Try
Or
using
put
them
down
on the
there.
dropship door.
Let me show you these crystite harvesters. I mean, these were built perfectly for PvP. There's like underground jump pods. They don't work anymore. These used to be like jet propulsion pods that would fling you up here, so you'd be like into this. And even they're still marked A, B, and C. Look at that. So there's health packs and stuff underneath. So then there was a circular room around on the base level, and then there's 2 ramps that come up here. And this is like where the hacking module was. So after you hack that, there was also an open window here that was blasted open, so you could snipe people inside. Then the control panel would come over the top like a force field, so friendly players could come in and out of the top, but enemy players would have to come up the ramps. It was such a well-designed map, and then they were obviously placed at 3 different places around the map. Such cool design.
I can't bypass the safety delay on these charges. It's going to take 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Great. Looks like a bunch of those swamp creatures caught
Ain't no
your
one got
scent.
time for that.
They're converging on you.
Hey, pal, it's way too hot over here. You're not paying me enough for this.
Hey, is that Slingshot? Don't let him take off without you.
Slingshot, you little snake, come back here. Slingshot, damn it.
We're gonna die in this hellhole. I ain't dying here. If you can get that door open, I might be able to get us out of here.
I hope so, for all our sakes.
Oil Spill is such a redneck. I swear he's like Kyle Petty's cousin.
Special forces or something? You tore those bugs up.
Recluse's weapon is a lot like the old Bash or the old Electron
Heads
weapon.
up, we've got another wave moving
It's
in.
like a super like single dot precise scan fire weapon with no secondary gas bombs. I've only got elite rank 1 on one of my frames. I haven't really been focusing on it. I haven't been working on leveling at all. I'm just basically trying to get back into the game, feeling out the new patch so I can start making guides again. Help get people pumped about this game again. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I spread my massive XP's packs around. I had a couple frames that were lower level, but now they're all basically, they're either level 40 or they're high 30s, all of them. That's one of the reasons why I started this this noob character. Not only so we can get the point of view of a new player coming in, I can show them what to expect, but also so I can help make a guide as far as the new progression system. Because obviously I don't have the cord frames anymore, so I couldn't get any footage of what goes on.
Ah, it's good to be alive. I owe you one. They call me Oil Spill, by
Without
the way.
having actually done it.
Rivers, our third man, Barker, well, he didn't make it.
Oil Spill, how do you plan on getting us out of here?
I ran some diagnostics while we were, detained. If you can get me a couple of parts, I should be able to fix her up enough to fly us out.
Where are we supposed to find these parts?
Back in the day, there used to be a lot of mining activity around here on account of a couple of crystite veins. Ain't no mining happening nowadays, but those old crystite harvesters are still around. I should be able to repurpose some of that equipment for the dropship. Here, let me mark it on your map. Just go get those parts, and I'll have us out of here faster than you can scald a cat.
Oh no, this isn't good. Boss, we'll need to hurry. I'm picking up a chosen platoon right on top of us. And long-range sensors are picking up a dark slip inbound? We've got 5-minute stops.
Rivers and I gotta make some other repairs while you grab the parts. Let's get to it.
Now, here's something that some experienced players didn't know. That for a lot of these objective things that show up on your backpack, excluding this mission, but like for the Crashed Thumper mini quest, you can actually use your primary fire button and it'll throw it. That's really good for the thumper, down thumper, and also for the ones where you have to get items out to a mini arc porter. You can actually pick up and throw a bunch of them at the same time, so you only have to make one trip out of an instance or a little dungeon place.
Great job. Just a few more.
Yeah, you tell him, Fire about.
Harvester. You need to check another one for more parts.
Nicolas Cage is a double trash worthless actor. Yeah, so this area was neat because you had a flyout stage here, and there's like this little Aztec, and there's like a river of shit out here. Just to chase people into the melding. And then the other grinder was over here. That had shit underneath it, so you couldn't really approach that from underneath. But if I remember correctly, there was an automated turret you could pop up on here. So that was kind of neat.
last part.
Oh, those melting pockets. I'm not sure if they're still around. I want to say that they're being redesigned and they're probably offline. I didn't ever have much experience with those, honestly. Syndicate.
All right, let's get this ship running.
Playtime reward.
Oh my god. What the hell is that?
Super awesome giant melding bug with a shield. Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me.
That should do it.
Come on, get on board. We don't have much time.
It sounds kind of like a pissed off cockatoo.
Oh my god, punch it, oil spill.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Captain Fuller, do you copy? 3-5 has returned from Blackwater.
Fuller here. Report.
We were able to get the crash dropship flying again. 3-5 extracted the dropship's owner, oil spill, and an Ares pilot named Rivers. A third member of their group, Barker, was already dead. And they were chosen, sir.
Might have just stumbled into their backyard. The Chosen used parts of the Amazon to hide their operations during the war a few years ago.
I don't think we stumbled across them, sir. They were sending a dark slip to our position. That's an excessive response to a couple of stranded mercenaries.
Did the pilots say what they were after out there?
No, I think he was just flying treasure hunters out there. He does seem pretty grateful. He might even lend a hand in the future.
I'll keep that in mind. Good dropship pilots can be a rare resource.
Any new leads on their chosen base in Coral Forest?
Close. I'm sure it's just beyond the melding curtain in northern shores, but I'm still trying to pinpoint it. If you're looking for work, I could use a little help with one of the local gangs up there. I'll contact the garrison commander at Hydra Corps and get back to you.
Yeah, that bug did show resisted on top. There's certain elementals. I don't know what it was resisting, other than the fact that I had a shield around it. So it was probably resisting the damage up to the shield amount. But certain guns, like your bioweapons, will do like toxic damage, and some enemies are resistant to toxic damage. So yes, it does happen. I remember doing a squad where you had the group thumpers, so they're the ones that would call down like the mini bosses, and we dropped like 2 or 3 of those within a triangle, like the closest distance we could, and we have to try to fight all 3 of them off at the same time. That was a lot of fun. So that was just a common upgrade instead of a critical upgrade. But that's okay. So the paint shop you can access through the garage. there's lots of different colored war paints, but I don't have any. Oh, here they are. They're just loading horribly slow. Some of them are bound to my account, so I can use them on this because she's a part of my account. And there's other war paints that are bound to your individual character. Let's see. These are all pay. These are all pay. Team complexity. This is one of my favorite looking colors. I'm a medical person. I've got my scrub pants on still from work. This guy looks kind of like Bumblebee. That's pretty neat variation as well. Flamingo. A lot of these were unlocked through special events outside of the game. Team Unicorn was a PvP match thing that they did. Like Team Complexity was the other one. It was named after probably one of the teams that won a tournament. They were doing their team deathmatch stuff. And then there's patterns that you can put over the top of the frames. And then there's bodysuit patterns underneath. You forgot how to go to Chibi, the Chibi as your frame instead of the... I forgot, I saw Lane do it yesterday. I forgot how he did it. Actually, I don't think he explained, he just showed me. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Actually, Sonny, I read a Reddit post about different factions, and at one point there was a design meeting where they were going to have 3 factions that were playable in Firefall. There was like an AI cyborg kind of faction, then there was the Chosen, and then there was the humans. Actually, there were 6 races, and they were each paired up. But that never happened. Obviously. So like I was saying before, with these thumper repairs, after you grab the part, you can actually throw the part at the thumper. It'll save you some time. There, load it in.
Come hit you, Ares bastards! Real men do battle frames.
It says real men don't use battle frames. Fortunately, my character's female. dogs. Is there still an XP bonus for each level 40 frame that you own? I don't know. I don't. I mean, if you mouse over, you can see your bonuses that you have, but I can't. It doesn't break it down, so I can't tell you what I can attribute those bonuses to. Whether it's just the VIP that's active for coming back to Firefall, or if it is my founder's percentage bonus, or if it's from player rewards that I've grabbed and that are active. So it's hard to tell. Oh, you want to see jet ball? Jet ball, jet ball, jet ball. So you hit the K key, and this gives you the options of things that you can queue up for. So let's queue up for jet ball. See if we can get in a game. Still talking. And these voiceovers are broken. So I'm going to link up the Centaur. So it's going to expand my map knowledge, and now I can quick travel to that if we need to. Good. Gotta have the merch. Merch pet. Oh, he's so cute. No, he's not. He's pissed. Scream at me? There we go. Merch Pet's really cool for a couple reasons. One, because he's very unique and rare. Not many people have him. But also because he is a dynamic pet. He's based off a comic, a Penny Arcade comic. So if you Google search Penny Arcade merch, you'll see what he was based off of. Yeah, I think they may have fixed that actually, Shark. It was broken at the beginning of 1.6, but I think they may have patched that where you might be able to use your afterburner while you're gliding now. When the merch pet doesn't get fed, he turns into this demon, and he will eat your mother, I think. So if you buy stuff from the Red Bean store, he gets happy again, and he turns back into this merch. It was cute, and he bops around. So it's got this little suction cup sound when he jumps. But after a while, if you don't buy anything from the Red Bean store, he starts looking sick. He starts like sweating, and then eventually he turns into that beast. It's hilarious. And he's great because he scares the shit out of people that have never seen the merch pet before, and they always try to shoot him. That was Tesla grenade.
I hope Lewis isn't working you too hard. He's a bit rough around the edges, but he's a good soldier.
He's very serious about his job, Captain.
That's what I like to hear. The core data analysts have discovered the recent Chosen attacks are originating from an installation behind the melding curtain near here. We've never seen a permanent Chosen base before, so this is an unprecedented opportunity. I'm prepping an assault team now. We're going to push back the curtain and take that base. This line's not secure enough for me to give you the exact coordinates, so I need you to check in with Lieutenant Cato in Northern Shores and then report to me.
Raid bosses, I think they've got new missions, upper level missions that I haven't touched yet, obviously. But I definitely think they're being looked at again, Syndicate. I wish Programmer was still hanging around here so you'd be able to answer that, but I don't have a good answer for that. tiny Earthbreaker. What up, brother?
Ares 3-5, Lieutenant Cato. I've got your orders. Transferring them to you now.
Got it. Boss, I've marked the waypoint for you.
It depends on the grenade.
Tell the captain we're on our way.
This grenade's got a 25-second cooldown. The incendiary one, I think, had a 10-second cooldown that I used before. So it's case by case. I wonder if I can use my charge while I'm flying. Well, I can use my charge. Doesn't keep me on my glider, but I can use my charge. Whee!
Good to see you, Ares 3-5.
We've got Ares support on this op? All right.
We're going into the melding today, Private. Get yourself dialed in.
Yes, sir.
All right, Gold Team, listen up. Our target is a chosen fortress on the other side of the curtain. We're going to push in, light up any hostiles we see, and then infiltrate the fortress.
Why don't we use artillery? It'd be faster, safer.
First of all, the melding would disintegrate those shells before they hit the target. Second, Command wants as much intel from the site as possible. I'd like to take a wrecking ball to the place, too. But what we learn here could win the war. Repulsor inbound! Watch your heads! 3-5, start that repulsor up and we'll follow you in.
I like how this mission's set up. You're actually pushing back part of the melding to get access to a chosen base on the other side.
Take the bastards out.
BWA, Bronodons with attitude.
Looks dead.
I like BWA. It was a well-designed map. Big boss battle at the end. What's not to like? Come on, guys. Move your ass. Thank you.
Gold Team, rendezvous at my waypoint for orders. Then we'll kick
The repulsor up to maximum. Get your breath, 3-5. Let's push the melding back and see what we're dealing with.
Mayday! Mayday!
3-5, there's a path over the wall. Take these charges and destroy the turret's power source.
Plant those charges, 3-5. We'll follow you in.
turret down. Let's clean up. Keep pushing forward.
Loot.
We're getting closer to the fortress. Keep your eye out for snipers.
Oh! It's an easy way to fall off the side of the world. I'm not the one that wears lipstick. You have to talk to Damien about that, though. Or maybe Laneytron. So in Alpha, the Dreadnoughts, when they were introduced, you could fire... You could get accuracy modules that would allow you to shoot pretty much all the way across the map in PvP with your minigun in like a 0% deflection. So it would be like straight shooting, bullet stream. Basically bullet hose sniping.
Keep an eye out for a network terminal.
Ridiculous.
All right, people, let's get inside and do some damage. Move, move, move!
Captain, this is Blue Team at Repulsor Bravo. We're getting slammed with a chosen counterattack.
Dig in your heels, Blue Team. If we lose that repulsor, the melding will flood
Nice
this
shot,
area.
whoever that
We'll
was.
all be dead.
I forget these are actual Firefall people, so they might actually know who Laneytron is. I have to be careful what I say.
They were waiting for us.
Boss, there's a terminal near you. If you connect me, I can pull the Chosen data command once.
3-5, start that download. Things are about to get messy.
This kid has some cool armor.
Okay, I'm in the Chosen system. This Chosen code is like nothing I've ever seen before. I'll download it to your Battleframe secondary drive. I just need a moment.
Captain, this is Blue Team. We're trying to hold on, but the Chosen just keep coming.
Just hold on, Blue Team. We're almost done here.
Annihilators incoming! Look alive!
Close ranks. We're destroying these intruders. Run. Die already. No.
Finish the data, boss.
Repulsor Bravo has been compromised, Captain. You need to get out of there. I repeat, Repulsor... Ah!
Blue Team! Damn it! Gray and Gold teams fall back to Repulsor Bravo. 3-5, let's bring this place down. Place charges on this building's structural weak points and get out of here!
Boss, Captain Fuller needs you to set those charges.
Yeah, I got my chosen glider wings. It's unfortunate that the cooldown on those things are ridiculous.
Three to go. We're halfway there, Captain.
3-5, get out of there now! Repulsor Bravo is down. The melding is flooding this area. Plant those charges and get out!
One more. That's all the charges. The melding's closing in fast. Take one of those Chosen bikes. There's Chosen everywhere, Captain.
Stay on the bike and get out of there, 3-5. The melding pocket is collapsing. Step on it!
You're halfway out. Keep going. I'm blowing the explosives now. This'll teach the Chosen a lesson about building a fortress in our backyard.
Gotta admit, that's a cool looking vehicle.
Whoa, talk about a bumpy ride.
You okay, 3-5?
Vitals holding steady, Captain. We'll survive.
Good work back there, 3-5. You're turning out to be a great addition to the Ares initiative. Arrow, did you get the data we needed?
It's all on 3-5's frame. Sir, while I was in the Fortress's mainframe, I noticed that these Chosen are calling themselves Razorwind.
Razorwind? You sure?
Have you heard that name before, Captain?
Don't worry about it. Just forward me that data ASAP. I'll be in contact. You should head back to Hydrocore before any Chosen stragglers show up.
3-5.
Looks like somewhere along the way it bumped me out of the jetball queue. Well, I'm essentially level 15 right now. I've been playing for about 3 hours. Thanks for stopping in, Syndicate. So I'm almost up to a tier 2 level, which is level 20. I'm assuming it would take me maybe another hour to get there. So if you're new to the game, you move along pretty quickly as far as your first frame that you want to get. After that, it'll probably slow down a bit. But compared to a lot of games like Skyforge, for example, you start with 3 frames, and the first frame that you can get is about a week out of grinding. So you can get enough resources to buy that. So this is it's pretty quick to set up this game. Kind of tired, but after 2 o'clock here in the morning, so it's time for me to call it quits. I appreciate all the chatter tonight. Please, if you haven't already, feel free to follow me on Twitch or subscribe to me on YouTube, or do both. As you can see, I stream through Restream.io, so they push out the the XP packs. I push out the stream to them, and they stream it to Hitbox, to YouTube Live Gaming, and also to Twitch at the same time. To thank them for that service they're offering for free. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through those devices, through those platforms. I will likely, if I'm on tomorrow, it'll be late because I have a Hemophilia Foundation North Carolina casino night to go to with my wife. So if I do get in tomorrow night, it'll be late. Otherwise, look for me Sunday night. And yeah, just remember, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a good weekend.